You're listening to Family Talk, the radio broadcasting division of the James Dobson Family Institute. I am that James Dobson, and I'm so pleased that you've joined us today.
Unrealistic expectations and the stress of everyday life weigh many mothers down. This false idea of the perfect house, the perfect kids, the perfect life, it really destroys a woman's self-confidence. That's why this broadcast today here on Family Talk will focus on encouraging moms by using what some call the best medicine of all, and that's laughter. Today we're going to revisit a very humorous presentation from Mrs. Sally Baucke. Funny Gal Sal, as she's often called, is a professional comedian and a highly sought-after speaker. She's toured the country speaking at MOPS and Hearts at Home conferences, along with the Aspire Women events. She wrote her own autobiography back in 2013 called What Didn't Kill Me Made Me Funny. In a moment, Sally will use her own funny family stories to motivate moms to embrace the craziness of life. She'll also encourage women to remember their higher calling to mold and care for their kids. Now, we hope this message will bring a measure of joy to you as a mom tuning in right now and just feeling kind of worn out. We all know how draining and heavy life can be at times. That's why we want you to lean back and enjoy this uplifting presentation. Here now is Mrs. Sally Baucke on this edition of Family Talk.
My name is Sally Baucke. Say it with me. Baucke. I love that guy, but that name is bad. Anyways, I'm so excited to be here. I love being with other moms the most, and you guys are awesome. This has been an awesome day so far. I've been looking so forward to this. Let me just ask you, do you miss your kids yet? I kind of do. JK lol. Can you tell I have teenagers? I just talk like that all the time. POS, parent over shoulder. Yeah. But I love to come here. You know, whoever said made the absence makes the heart grow fonder was definitely a mother. You know what MOTHERS stands for? Does anybody remember? Making others' time here on earth really special. I always have to lift my leg up at the end. I don't know why. But I always feel kind of guilty when I leave. Do you get that mother guilt when you leave? It just seems like everything falls apart when I leave. I can hear it now. Everything just kind of falls apart. You know what? You can't stay in the house forever, though. I've just gotten so I take the oldest boy, and I put a bottle in one hand and a box of Teddy Grahams in the other, and I just plop him down on the sofa in front of the TV and say, see ya. And I know all that TV is supposed to be bad for their brain, but I think, he has a master's degree. He should be okay. But I do have standards, though, don't get me wrong. Before I leave, I go, honey, no NASCAR. That's supposed to be really funny. That's hilarious to me. And he has a tantrum, of course. But then I get back in my minivan, always in the minivan. I always tell my husband, I am not on a steering committee. I am the steering committee. That's all I do. And don't come up and tell me later that you have an SUV or a station wagon. They're all kid haulers, okay? I don't care. I'm talking about hauling kids. I feel like I'm in there all the time. And this year, I've installed a microwave and a shower. So I can cook dinner and shave my legs without even pulling over. Although it's kind of hard, to get the end, to get the bottom. It's hard to reach those. You remember, when you're pregnant, you can't even see your ankles, much less shave them. Do you remember that? By the 9th month, you can only reach so far, so you just end up prancing into the labor and delivery room like a Clydesdale. But sometimes it's just too hard to reach, so I just braid them and put little beads on the end. Makes it look like I've been in Cancun. Wouldn't Oprah have a cow if she knew I was doing that while I was driving? Someone's in trouble. I have to tell you, and I fully get it. I mean, as a former trauma nurse, I really do get it that distracted driving is a problem. I'm not making light of that. But if you really want to help me not be distracted while I'm driving, don't take away my cell phone. Take away my children. Please. And I mean, it's really not so much the children. Of course, I adore them to death. It's the things that you have to do with the children in the car. Like, answer mind-numbing questions over and over till you slip into a coma. You have to referee. Sing silly songs with Larry. And then, of course, there's the ultimate thing that you have to do with when the children are in the car. You know what I'm talking about? You have to feed them in the car. Because I don't know about you girls, but some days I am so busy, it's just drive in, drive through, and drive on. You know what I'm saying? So to me, the bigger threat to my safety is not a cell phone. It's dipping sauces. I can't tell you how many times I have almost bit the dust trying to dip a nugget into a vat of ranch or sweet and sour sauce while I'm driving. Thank you. She does it too. You know what I mean? You sit there, right? You're trying to balance the hot nuggets on one thigh. Trying to keep the grease from staining your sweatpants. And then you're reaching in the bag. You're trying to see, if it's what you want. You're trying to drive, and you're trying to feel for the little tab to pull off the little curtain, right? So you can't do it with your hands, so you get your tooth. Trying to peel it off. You're steering, balancing. And then, you know what? Half the time I can't get it, so then I just take my ring and I poke a hole in the top of it. Then you gotta, kind of wipe that off. Then once you got that open, of course, who wants it but the kids? So here you go. Trying to steer and drive at the same time. Now tell me, ladies, when in your entire lives before you had children did you ever have to put your arm in this position? No. There's no need. They ought to make that a test before you breed. Can she put her arm like this? No, she can't hack it. She'll never do it. But since I am on the steering committee, I'm always trying to steer my kids in the right direction, just like you guys. And you know what? Sometimes that means you just gotta run them over. Oh, I don't mean like that. Come on, let's just pretend we miss them here a little bit, girls. You're horrible people. I'm talking about discipline. Discipline. Sometimes, you just got to take the lead. And I don't know about you, but sometimes when I hear myself disciplining, I kind of wonder who's running over who. See if you've ever heard yourself do this. Okay, you guys up there, quit screaming! I heard that. Quit calling each other names, you little brats! All right, that's it. All both of you down here right now, right now, right now. No. You, be more patient. And you, quit hitting. Boom! I hear a little self-recognition and the laughter up here. Oh my gosh, and sometimes I just think that's it. I am gonna blow. I've had it with you guys, and I think, Sally, get your Christian on. Get your Christian on. look over at my WWJD bracelet, and I think, what would Jill do? And she would say,
Sally, you need to make good choices.
Sally, you need to make good choices. Sally doesn't want to make good choices. You can't make Sally make good choices.
This is Roger Marsh, and we have reached the midpoint of this very witty and clever presentation from comedian Sally Baucke. We'll return you to the conclusion of this presentation in just a moment after this short word from Dr. Dobson.
Just how tough is it to be a good parent today?
With today's Dr. Dobson Minute, here's Dr. James Dobson.
A couple of years ago, I asked 1,000 mothers and fathers to describe their greatest frustrations in raising kids. One mother actually wanted to know why it is that a toddler never throws up in the bathroom. But in my poll, parents didn't merely laugh about their frustrations. They tended to blame themselves. Actually, the facts won't support that self-condemnation in the majority of cases. Millions of parents have handled their child-rearing responsibility with great skill, and it's time that someone patted them on the back. And someday, when the frustrations of toddlerhood and the turmoil of adolescence have passed, they'll enjoy the sweet benefits of a job well done. Hang in there, moms and dads. Your kids will be young for the mere blink of an eye.
For more information, visit drdobsonminute.org. I'm Roger Marsh, just jumping in for a brief moment to bring you a special announcement. Today is the last day for you to take advantage of our $300,000 matching grant that we have thanks to some special friends of our ministry. Family Talk only exists thanks to the generosity of listeners just like you, and any amount that you donate today will instantly be doubled, reaching more families, helping more marriages, and encouraging more new believers. So I encourage you to go to drjamesdobson.org today and make your tax-deductible donation online. That's drjamesdobson.org. Or remember, you can also give a gift over the phone when you call 877-732-6825. And now, let's continue with the conclusion of today's presentation featuring Mrs. Sally Baucke right here on Family Talk.
I tell you all this just to let you know I'm just a regular mom, just like anybody. And you know, it's a hard job, and sometimes you ever feel like you're just not doing maybe as good a job as everyone else? I kind of do. Especially when I'm around those mothers. I call them mother superiors. You know some. You're probably sitting next to one. And she thinks she's sitting next to you. I see the elbows flying. You know these mothers, you know their children. Their children are all just a little too perfect. Okay? They have perfect manners. They get fabulous grades. They're always dressed. Even in the backyard. What's with that? Those moms take 4 classes a day, okay? But you know, and these moms, they always have proof. They always have, you know, every 10 minutes they have a new picture of their children, right? Really. Oh, and their children are so beautifully smiling about their childhoods. They're perfectly coiffed. And for me, gals, once a year was about all I could handle to get all 3 of my boys with a haircut, dressed, and, you know, to a photo. It was all I could handle. Once a year, maybe. And I only did it even that time. It was a little like playing whack-a-mole for me. You know? With my 3 boys, I'd get the one ready, and he'd be all ready, and he'd go out, and I'd get started on the second one, and then the first one's out playing in the mulch pile. Yeah, and then I bring him and get him cleaned up, and the second one's finger painting on the third one's face. And then they're all like hungry, we need snacks. You know, and I try to get them all in, let's feed them, bathe them, dress them, feed them, bathe them, dress them, feed them, bathe them, dress them. Spencer Cooper, Camden, Spencer Cooper. You know, and then you put them in the car and you take them to the photographer and you set them down and you go, smile. You're having a happy childhood. bought the whole package if only one boy was bleeding in the picture. That was it, I was sold. Oh, Spencer Cooper Camden. That's another thing, these mother superiors, they all have children with these magnificent, wonderful, meaningful names. And you know, they all not only have the names, but they have them in plaques plastered on their walls with the names and the meanings. Have you seen this? You know, names like Gabriel, hero of God. Elizabeth, God is my oath. Alexander, faithful warrior. I have a son named Cooper. It means barrel maker. I didn't even look up Camden's name. It's probably Greek for con artist or something. Just better not to know. And you know, these mother superiors, they're also nutritionally superior as well. I'd go to playgroup and they're, you know, feeding their children little organic flax puffies. Or hand-pressed pomegranate juicy tidbits. No artificial nothing. And I didn't know that when I shouted out to my children, hey, be sure you guys eat your Pop-Tart before your ding-dong. It's got a whole day's vitamins sprayed right on it. Oh, motherhood, when you think about it, is just so permanent. There's no better word to describe it, is there? Oh my goodness. Oh, it is permanent. Such a permanent thing. You know, I don't know about you, but sometimes I just think, you know, I'd kind of like to put that minivan in autopilot. And some things I think I have done just that. In fact, I know I have. Because when the grind gets in the way and you have that permanent mother deja vu, like you look at a dirty dish and a dirty pair of underwear and you think, didn't I just wash that yesterday? And I'm pretty sure I did. I just wonder sometimes, am I going anywhere with this motherhood thing, or am I just steering in circles? And you know what? It's then, when I'm in the middle of the tedium, that God lovingly reminds me that steering my minivan and then ultimately steering my family is the most important thing I can do. And that He wants to help me do it. Because when I let Him help me, then I truly have power steering. I know, isn't that cute? But, you know, it's hard. It's a hard job, isn't it? He knows that. I mean, okay, well, getting the job wasn't so hard, okay, but I mean, think about it. You know, you have to pass a test to get from one grade to the other. You have to maybe apply for college, maybe interview for a job. You have to audition for a husband. They call it dating, but it's really just auditioning. But motherhood, you know, it's a little and there you go. The job is yours. Forever. You can drop out of school, you can quit your job, you can hide from your husband in the other room, theoretically. And but being someone's mom, that's big, and that's forever. That's forever, and it's awesome. You know that passage about a man whose quiver is full is a blessed man, and a quiver is something that holds arrows. And for me, 3 is full, because I'm still quivering from the last birth experience 15 years ago. But when you think about it, those children are arrows that you have in the back, that you are to shape and to sharpen, and you do this. One day, and you send them out into the world. And that's what you're supposed to do. And it's tough. Shaping and sharpening is a big job. But here's the cool thing. You shape them, they shape the world. That's huge. You know what? The next time someone asks you what it is you do, don't just say, I'm just a mom. Because we've all said that, haven't we? Who has said that? I'm just a mom. You're a world shaper. And don't take that for granted. Because you know what? It doesn't just affect you or them. It affects generations to come. You send them out. The morals you instill in them, the values you impart to them, the behaviors you model for them, and most definitely the words you speak to them will far outlast you. Think about that. It can affect history. My oldest son is a cadet at the United States Air Force Academy. And someday, because of the values instilled deep within him, he will protect you and your family while you sleep. My other two may rob you while you sleep. I don't know. Still got a lot of sharpening to do on those too. But we all do. So let's do it well and without distraction, shall we? Yep. So I want you to listen for just a second. No, actually, I want you to listen the whole time. But anyways, just for a second. The next peanut butter and jelly you have for the millionth time, see it as a power lunch. And the next kind of uncomfortable talk with your adolescent about making good choices, make it a power meeting. And that next trip in the family car can be a power trip. Because whether your hand is rocking the cradle or steering a minivan, moms rule the world. Thank you, moms. You have been an awesome audience. Thank you.
If you're a mom, I hope you feel a bit more encouraged in your high calling to care for your kids, no matter how young or old they may be. Friend, we've just listened to an uplifting and entertaining presentation from comedian and speaker Sally Baucke here on Family Talk. To learn more about Sally or to share today's program with a friend or a loved one or a fellow mom, just go online to drjamesdobson.org/Family Talk. That's drjamesdobson.org/Family Talk. Or share it right from the Family Talk app on your smartphone. It's easy to do. Now, if you enjoy listening to Family Talk each day, please remember that we are a listener-supported broadcast outreach. And before we leave the air for this day, week, and month, I want to remind you that today is the final opportunity that you have here in the month of May to take advantage of our special May matching grant. Some friends of our ministry have made a $300,000 matching gift possible, and every dollar we receive will automatically be doubled. With your financial partnership, we will continue to fight for life and traditional marriage, for God-ordained gender identity, and a biblical worldview that parents can grab onto and teach their children. Now, you can make a tax-deductible donation online when you go to drjamesdobson.org. You can give securely right there on our homepage or over the phone at 877-732-6825. That's 877-732-6825. And keep in mind, you can always send a gift through the United States Postal Service. Our ministry mailing address is the Dr. James Dobson Family Institute, P.O. Box 39,000, Colorado Springs, Colorado, the zip code 80949. Well, I'm Roger Marsh, thanking you for your prayers and faithful financial support, and reminding you that you've been listening to Family Talk, the voice you trust for the family you love. Have a great weekend.
This has been a presentation of the Dr. James Dobson Family Institute.
Hello, everyone. Roger Marsh here for Dr. James Dobson's Family Talk. The news comes in all shapes, sizes, and formats these days, but how do you cut through all the noise and get to the heart of the matters that affect your family? Well, come to Dr. James Dobson's Family Talk and sign up for Dr. Dobson's monthly newsletter. You'll find clarity on tough issues, encouragement for daily life, and trusted principles to help you build strong, healthy, and connected families. Go to drjamesdobson.org and sign up today. That's drjamesdobson.org.